Hello, everyone. Welcome to the EdTech at EPISD podcast. This is episode 19, and today we're going to be learning about QuickTime and some new tools that we have found through the holiday break. With me today is Sharita Martin. She is a colleague and an instructional technology specialist with the Active Learning Department. Hello, Sharita.
Hi, Jesus.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Awesome. So Sharita and I were at a training over at Henderson, and she showed teachers there how to use QuickTime to do a picture-in-picture type recording, correct?
That's correct.
Awesome. And how did you find that information? How did you figure that out?
Well, I was just exploring some new tools of how they break, and really, honestly, I stumbled upon that feature that's within QuickTime. I use QuickTime quite a bit, but I did not know that I could actually do a picture-in-a-picture on the Apple laptop.
So, we've been using QuickTime for a long time, and Apple has had QuickTime in their software, their operating system for a very long time. And we've done screen recordings and audio recordings and stuff, but I had myself never seen that picture-in-picture.
Nor I.
So that's pretty neat. Honestly, we don't know, I guess, if it's a new feature or not.
Honestly,
Could
I don't.
be, right?
Like I said, I stumbled upon it, and it was a good find.
Excellent. So Sharita is going to go ahead and show us how to use this picture-in-picture. And, as you're looking at this, think about creating those video tutorials for your students, video tutorials maybe for your colleagues, something for your parents, correct?
Correct. Or actually showing students how to use it, because this may be a tool that they might want to use in some project that they're working on. Because it's an excellent tool for them to actually, say, do math problems or demonstrate some other type of project and share on a website with fellow students.
So the student becomes a teacher, huh?
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right, Sharita, so I'm going to hand the reins over, and you're going to show us how to use this tool.
All right. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and open QuickTime. So I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut Command Space, and I get the Spotlight search. Just type in or start typing QuickTime Player, hit return, and it will open a dialog box. And this box is going to be open because QuickTime Player actually is looking for some videos to play or to open. But I'm not actually looking for a video to play. I'm actually going to use the tool to create a tutorial.
And that's all I remember. I used to, in the old days, QuickTime was my movie player.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that dialog box. And if you look at the top, it says File. We have three options here. Okay?
Yeah.
We can do a recording, audio, as well as record the screen. And by the way, a lot of people don't realize it, but you can actually record your screen on your iPhone as well as iPad.
Is that a new feature?
It is not. It has been around for a while. It's just like best kept secret, if you will. Many people do not realize that, but you can do that. But today we're going to just focus on creating this picture-in-a-picture with our laptop. So the first thing I want to do is start with creating a new movie.
All right. Oh, there we are.
There we are.
Sorry, boo.
Hello. And so I am going to, hi there, Mr. John Roach.
And that was John Roach in the back.
I'm going to resize this screen.
Okay.
Because remember, we are focusing on doing a picture-in-a-picture.
Which usually is a small screen.
Exactly. And you can position it anywhere you like on the screen, right in the middle if you like. But I tend to like to have it in the top right-hand corner.
Excellent.
Okay. And the next thing I want to do to make sure I always have this window open and recording us is I need to somehow pin it to the top.
Okay.
So make sure I select the little movie window and go back over to View. And if you look through your menu here where it says Float on Top,
yes,
I'm going to select that. So now, no matter if I click out anywhere, this recording window will always be on top.
Notice it says float, not pin.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
I get that.
Got that?
Yes.
All righty. So the next thing we want to do, because we want to create a tutorial, and I want to create a tutorial using my laptop. So I want to record each stroke that we're going to be doing here. And I'm going to actually use another tool that many teachers like, and it's actually a web tool. It's called Classroom Screen, and it's kind of like putting a whiteboard, if you will, in students' hands. So we're going to use that to model or to demonstrate. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and open up the tool, the web tool, and it's called classroomscreen.com. I'm going to magnify that just in case you want to jot that down.
Pretty easy, classroomscreen.com.
Exactly. It is a great tool. It's like a one-stop shopping. And if you look at towards the bottom here of the screen, you have several different tools within this site that you can use in class. But today we're going to focus on the large whiteboard. It's called drawing.
Okay.
And so I open it up, and notice we still have the picture in the picture.
It's still there.
Top.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pinned.
Awesome. Floating on top. Okay. So now that we have our video, as we said, pinned or floating on the top, I'm going to go back to QuickTime. And as you can see, it's still top left-hand corner. So it's activated. It's running. File. And now I want to set QuickTime so that it will record the entire screen for this tutorial.
Perfect.
Okay. So I choose, the only option here now is new screen recording.
I see that. Okay.
Right. So selecting new screen recording, I get this little dialog box here. Before we go any further, now I know that mine is picking up, or the microphone is picking up my voice, because you see the little meter that's moving. However, you should always check, especially if you've never used QuickTime before, to make sure that you have a microphone selected. So I'm going to select the little down arrow. And if you notice mine right here, the internal microphone is what you want to have.
Right.
All right? By default, it's none. If you've never used QuickTime before, it will be none. And you could go 5 minutes recording a great tutorial, but you will have no sound.
Oh,
so
I
just
see
double
myself
check.
doing that. Yeah.
So just double check that you have the internal.
Perfect.
Now, if you want to plug in some other microphones, you can do that. And you can go back to, let me click off of here and pull that back up. Sorry, here.
That's okay.
Go back here. After I plug in the microphone, go back to the little down arrow, and those microphones will select or show up here. And you can switch and choose between the ones you want. Okay?
Perfect. Perfect.
All righty. So now that I've checked, make sure my microphones are working properly, I'm going to go ahead and click the little record button. And when I do that, I really like the way QuickTime is programmed. It gives me this little window right in the middle, and it basically says, click anywhere. If you want to record the entire screen, it will automatically start recording. Right. However, there are occasions that you may not want the entire screen. And here, I'm not going to record the entire screen. I'm basically going to record, or I want to record from this point here downward.
Okay.
So with that, it gives me the option. It says drag to record the part of the screen you want. So I'm going to click on my trackpad and go to the top left corner here, or well, not exactly all the way to the top, but right where I want to start the recording. From here, click, hold, and as you can see, the shade of the screen changed.
So selecting an area.
Okay. Selecting the area. About right there is what I want. I let go, and it prompts me again.
Oh, it didn't start recording.
Exactly. It did not start recording.
Whew.
It's okay, Jesus. It's okay.
Okay. You know, some programs do that.
Absolutely.
The moment you do something, it'll start recording, and it's
Absolutely.
bad. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Catch you off guard.
It does.
Yeah. So we're going to start the recording.
Perfect.
Here. Now I know it's recording. I mean, if just looking at the screen is really no indication, but if you look all the way at the top of your computer screen, you see the little circle here with a dark circle right in the middle. That indicates it is recording right now.
So that's part of QuickTime.
It is part of QuickTime.
Okay.
It is recording. And to stop it when I finish, I go back up and click and it will stop.
Okay.
However, I prefer to use the keyboard shortcut, because if I go back up after I finish my tutorial, you know, it's kind of like I'm dragging through the tutorial, and I just don't like that. I mean, it doesn't really hurt anything, but I like the keyboard shortcut, which is Control, Command, Escape.
Well, that's pretty easy. Control, Command, Escape.
3 fingers.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Anything more than 3.
It's like playing Twister.
That's
really.
right. That's
Okay.
right.
So let's go ahead and just do a real simple tutorial just to demonstrate how you can record your screen.
Yes.
Because right now, this screen recording is picking up our voice. It's going to pick up every stroke. If I open up other apps, it will do that.
Okay.
So it's literally recording the screen,
The
everything.
entire screen, or at least the area you select.
The area that I selected here, but
Right.
it can indeed record the entire screen.
Yes.
Yes. So on the left-hand side here, I'm going to go ahead and select the black color, and let's just put a algebraic equation here. 2x plus 2 equals 10.
It had to be a math problem.
Yeah, I mean,
That's your expertise,
math is
right?
good.
It is. It is.
I'm going to change colors just to isolate the variable. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides, and that will give me my 2x is equal to, what would that be, Jesus? I know you know that, right?
Well, 2 minus 2 is 0, so I wouldn't put the 0.
Exactly.
Right.
We don't have to.
10 minus 2 is 8.
All righty then.
Oh, I
There
did
you
that
go.
so easily. Huh?
Hey, very good.
Are we done?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
Let's do
Some more math.
So I want to isolate the variable. I want x is equal to.
Yes, I think I remember this.
Okay, so I'm going to divide by the coefficient 2, and we get x is equal to, you got it, Jesus?
4?
Awesome.
All right.
Okay. Teachers can quickly make a tutorial, especially if students on their exit ticket say, they had some trouble with the concepts or what was being taught that day. So this is a quick way to do a tutorial. And this is also a great tool to share with the students, since the secondary students all have laptops. Expose them to QuickTime, because they can also do a quick tutorial like this,
Right.
save it, and maybe put it in Schoology or on a web page and share it out to their fellow classmates.
So I see you did picture-in-picture. A lot of our teachers don't like to put their face. Why do you recommend doing that? I like it, though.
Well, I'm not, I wouldn't necessarily use it all the time, but I do think that I would, if I was still in the classroom, use it sometimes, just because to me it makes it a little bit more personable. And,
Right.
The students, or they see me there, they can always, cover it up if they, with their hands or whatever.
True.
But I wouldn't necessarily do it all the time. But I do like that personal touch that it gives.
That is a connection between the teacher and the student, and even the parent, who hardly ever sees you, right?
Exactly. And that's I was just going to say that also. This may be a good way for that first introduction with that parent before, parent-teacher conferences,
right?
Or maybe a quick way to welcome your students to class, or let the parents know that you are genuinely looking forward to having their child in your class.
This could be an exit ticket for the students.
It definitely could be an exit ticket. Right. It could be a choice in all of their tools that
there
they have.
There you go, choice board.
Exactly, right? To finalize or finish up projects.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And the students wouldn't have to put their pictures either, because some of them, are a bit shy, but they may work or practice more with this tool, and then maybe turn it in without having to, really show their face or anything like that.
Perfect.
All right. So now that we have the video, we are going to go ahead and stop it. And I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut, but remember, you could go to the top of your video and cancel it. So the keyboard shortcut, what was it?
Command Shift Space?
No.
Remind me. Control
Command
Escape. Okay.
And immediately, you see it opens a window here. It still has the picture of us, but that is not part of the video now. That was just on top there. So I'm going to move it down. You see we have two.
Oh.
There's two Jesuses.
Yes. Oh, two. That's scary.
So I'm going to minimize this just so as not to confuse you.
Okay.
And if you click right here, you know what? I'm going to move this up so we get there. If we it's recording. I mean, if just look at the screens, really no indication. But if you look all the way at the top of your computer. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and save this video that this tutorial that we just finished in a format that we can share it with everybody, really, if they have a laptop or an iPad or a phone. But we need to put it in a format of movie format. So
Okay.
we're going to go to File, and we're going to Export As. You see, you have about, 5 options here.
Mm-hmm.
This is huge, 4K.
Like my TV, right?
It's huge.
Yeah.
1080 is high def. We really don't need to go, that large, especially if you're going to save this and share with your students, say on Schoology or Seesaw.
Okay.
720 is really nice. That would be I would say go with 720.
Okay.
But just remember, if you're going to do a lot of tutorials like this with your students, the more you do, the more space you're going to take up on your laptop. However, you can upload and save those to your OneDrive or to your iCloud or
Google.
Okay? So I'm going to go with 720. I select that, and I'm going to name it. I'm going to name this QuickTime. All right. Now that we have it titled, I'm going to select a different, I'm going to put it in a folder called QuickTime, so I'll know exactly where it is when I get ready for it, okay?
Right.
So I am going to go to Documents, and here's my QuickTime, and I'm going to save it there. Okay.
All right. So this rendering can be fast or slow depending on how much you've recorded,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes. The more you record, the longer it's going to take to render or to finish, saving. And I suggest that when you make these tutorials that you chunk it into times of, say, 3 to 4 minutes, no more than 5. And if you have more material to cover, maybe do a series of, do it in parts. And the good thing about doing these, in my opinion, is that students can, view them anytime that, they want at home, early in the morning before school, while they're riding the bus to school or in the car with their parents, because these videos can be played on laptops, iPads, their phones. But I think small increments would probably be better.
God, I can see this as a substitute for tutoring. Right?
It could possibly be for many students, because I can remember many times that I would go early before school, and there would be quite a few students, and some needed more help than others, and sometimes I just didn't get to give some students as much help as they needed. But if I would have had these videos, then some of them would have been able to look at it maybe that night before and say, oh yeah, that's what I didn't understand, and maybe not even have to show up so early.
It's like a DIY, right?
Absolutely.
Do it yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So it's done. Wow.
It is done.
Pretty fast.
Yes. So, I can actually go and search for that video real quickly just to see how it plays. I know I called it QuickTime.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do the spotlight search and do QuickTime. And I just called it QuickTime, so it should be in the movies. And this is one way to search for it.
There it is.
I have a couple movies there. I'm going to go with that one.
Oh, there we are.
There we are. And I can click just recording. If just looking at the screens. And there you are. That video, since it's now in a QuickTime.mov format, can be shared and played on many different platforms, including PC, because the PC can play QuickTime videos.
Yes. MOV is pretty universal.
Absolutely.
Right. So I can put it up in Schoology.
Seesaw.
Yeah.
I can put it on my web page if I have one. I can put it actually in OneDrive, Google, and actually create a QR code.
Oh, there you go.
From that, and especially with elementary students, and have that QR code where they can just scan it at that station and go with it. You can do many things with this video.
Well, this is an excellent tool, Sharita. I have used QuickTime many times, but that picture-in-picture I think makes a big difference. And making that connection with my students, that's important. I think the students will be happy to see us, happy to hear our voice, not just any generic YouTube video. And we have a lot out there. We have Khan Academy. We have many videos out there, but making that personal connection. And like you said, not just the students who see you every day, but those parents
Absolutely.
that don't get to see you every day,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
And you know, speaking of that, especially in our community here in El Paso with the military, I just thought about this because I can remember when my husband was stationed, you know, Korea, Germany, and if you know our kids, if this is one way they can communicate with their father or their mother who's deployed or away, having their picture in the picture and showing them that they understand and can do their homework. And what a great little present, if you will, or something to email or send their parents.
Yeah, it's a relief. You know, you're far away, you don't
Yeah.
know how your kids are doing, and you're like, wow, they're
Or
doing
vice
so good.
versa. They can help from afar, you know.
Because you know, the military has those tools where they can communicate back and forth, right?
Exactly.
It's not like the old days where we couldn't do anything. Now we can, God, worldwide, right?
Absolutely.
All right, well, what a great tool, Sharita. I want to thank you for doing this. I think this is going to be an amazing tool for our teachers, for our students, for our parents. And we hope that you can join us later for more of these tutorials. What do you think?
Well, yes. That's
Yes.
possible.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so very much. This has been another episode of the EdTech at EPISD podcast. Please make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcast or iTunes, and make sure you go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time at the EdTech at EPISD podcast.